Good morning. My name is Shimon Schocken. I work at IDC Herzliya, as well as in a company that develops a product called Matific, which in Israel is branded as 10 אצבעות. And although we didn't really coordinate it, I think that all three speakers ended up speaking about pretty much the same thing, which can be summed up in one word, which is passion for learning. And I've been working in the math education field for several years now, and I've came to the conclusion that we have two problems in this area. The first problem is what we teach, and the second problem is how we teach it. And in terms of what we teach, in mathematics, there is too much emphasis on technique. And we give so many trees, so to speak, that the students lose the forest, and they don't really understand what they do when they divide fractions or when they compute the area of some polygon. They just follow the steps, which I think is completely counter-instructive. We also put too much emphasis on problem solving, which obviously is very important, but once again, if you spend too much time solving problems, you fail to see the beauty and the symmetry, the elegance of mathematics. The same is true with computer science and many sciences as well. How we teach? Well, as you all know from your own traumas from math education, we spend hours and hours on solving worksheets instead of simply having fun with the subject material. Schools have tremendous focus on getting high grades and passing exams instead of developing engagement and passion. So I'm involved in math education, and it's not only me, but all the people who are involved in this project in Matific, because we treat mathematics in a very holistic way. We think that by teaching mathematics, you teach a new language, a new way to think about the world and think about yourself. Because many children who are otherwise either social outcasts or unsuccessful in certain areas in education, all of a sudden find out that they excel in mathematics. So it's a tremendous sense of empowerment. And a new love for a new subject, for something which is, once again, completely new, completely abstract on the one end, and at the same time, completely relevant to everything that we do in real life. And obviously, the better you get in math, the better your mental state becomes, because you develop competence, confidence, and I was looking for another word with C, so I came up with candor. And by candor, I mean that mathematics has objective truth in it. There's always a correct answer, which cannot be contested. And today, we are surrounded with so much deception and photoshopping and manipulation that it's nice that there will be at least one field in which everything is rigorous and can be proved and is either true or false. Now, the fact that it's either true or false does not mean that it's boring or not versatile, because in many cases you can reach the only correct answer in numerous different ways that bring upon tremendous creativity and versatility. So our pedagogy, instead of showing you bullets, I think I'll just jump to some examples in the 2 minutes that I have. So here's an example of how we shouldn't teach mathematics. This is a worksheet that I found in some kindergarten, and worksheets like this end up being very useful in some unexpected ways. And here's how we teach counting. And in Matific, if you want to teach the meaning of a number like 7, then we ask the student to create a necklace that contains 7 beads. And people ask us, well, if all I have to do is put together 7 beads, why do I need 2 types of beads? Well, the answer is because if you give the student 2 kinds of beads, you can come up with, I think, 128 different correct answers to this question. And you put the student in control. You don't dump on the student some external scene. The student is actually constructing the scene. And so in addition to learning counting, in addition to learning the meaning of the number 7, the student also learns something about addition, because he or she learns that 7 is either 7 reds and 0 greens, but it's also, 2 reds and 5 greens and 2 greens and 5 reds. They learn something about commutativity, about patterns, and all of this is done in a way which is completely exploratory and constructive. So this is the way we think mathematics should be taught. Here's another example, bad example, of teaching polygons. Usually you get this reaction when you dump it on children. They have to write the name of the polygon on every one of these shapes. And this is how we teach polygons. We give them some polygons, we give them scissors and glue, and ask them to construct some target polygons, which is a lot of fun. So how do you scale this to the masses? Well, we've developed more than 1,000 such games. They operate in 20 different languages, including Mandarin to the Chinese delegation that we have here. The delivery is highly customized, adaptive, and we believe in teachers. We think that the teachers are key in this process, and therefore we also spend a lot of energy on, and resources on developing teaching guides and working with teachers in many different countries. Thank you very much.